Hello, Nona Fenicia here. Welcome to just another video about digital drawing. So in this case, we'll be talking about how to make light and shadow react to our characters' faces. So let's start with the basics. For example, let's just choose a yellowish color to make the point about the light more evident. If our light direction is coming from over here, let's say this is our light point, we would need to sketch the lines that this light would take. For example, if it's coming up from over here, the lines it would take would be towards the face like this. And so we can use the tool we've already seen in a previous video, add shine. We lower a bit the intensity of the color. And we add light where our lines are in our sketches signify. For example, here, maybe this is a bit yellowish. So it clearly depends on what kind of light your character is set in. For example, this kind of yellow would be in a more evening kind of light, or perhaps golden hour, as one might say. Maybe I'll need a bit lighter yellow for the face. So let's see. The light is coming from over here. So here we would need light. We would need light over the nose, a bit over the lips, which tend to shine a lot. And we would need to make this kind of follow the shape of the face from the side that is being hit by the light. A bit over here and a bit over the eyelids. And maybe a bit more on the hair. And I tend to ask my viewers that sometimes when you want to make, let's say, deeply accentuate the light in the character, you may want to choose like a bit darker light, but still in the same tones, and hit a little bit of the spaces that might not be hit by light that much, but still a bit affected by it. So, and for example, I'm here missing the clothes. So the clothes as well would be much affected by the light. And to make a more natural look in our character, we would need to blend in just all the lights a bit for it to look more natural. Maybe just raise a bit the axis. By axis, I mean the excesses of light, if I had not explained in my previous videos. And just blend, a lot of blending involved in blinding and in shadow, of course. But yeah, just a while of blending in, just until it seems natural and aesthetic to you. But in lips. Okay, so now in case of the shadowing, for the shadowing, I like to use a color resembling the one we have chosen for the face. So in this case, I choose this light color here. And what we want to do is just maybe, if the tone of the light we've chosen is more warm than cold, then we want to choose as well for the shadows, a warmer tone. So for example, here, I would choose a darker color than the skin, but still on the warmer side of the color palette. For example, this should be fine. And we should start applying the shadows. Oh, first, of course, we need to have another layer. One where we have um, no special features from this side intervening in our drawing. And we would start with the spaces we know that would provoke a shadow. For example, if here we have the light on the nose, then on this side we would have more shadow. Let me just lower the intensity a bit. So we would have a bit more shadow here, a bit more shadow below the nose. Some of the areas that tend to make a lot of shadow is precisely below the nose, below the mouth, a bit below the eyebrows, below the neck. I want to make this side the shadow. The hair also makes a shadow, so make sure to not miss that aspect. And a bit below the eyes, a bit from this side, as well, following the shape of the face. A bit on the sides that would not be covered by light, even if it is on the side that the light is hitting. And well, of course, we would need to be very observant of the surfaces, like for example the clothing, what kind of shadowing it would make. And that's pretty much the basic we will need for shadowing. And again, as I've told you before, blending. So as you can see, shadowing and lighting can help a lot with making our character seem more realistic, but also for it to have more volume, for it to have more presence, let's say, in the drawing. So a lot of blending as well with the shadows. And since here we are in a time of the day, the shadows are not that strong in the features. If it was night or if it was evening, then the shadows would need to be more accentuated. So maybe I'll blend a little bit more of the light over here. But yeah, that's the basics of light and shadow. And of course, you always need to adapt the way you apply them based on where the light is coming from. If the light was coming from over here, the lighting would be totally different from if it was coming from front or the back. You would need to adapt the way you apply the shadows and the lighting to that position of the light, of the main source, let's say. So that's been the basics. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to see you in my next videos. If you have any comments, anything you'd like to see in the next ones, please comment below. And as always, thank you for listening.